Today we will continue to tackle the implementation of the Universal Healthcare Act or Republic Act 11223, particularly the utilization of PhilHealth funds na naging talk of the town for the past few weeks, no? Lalong-lalo na po sa budget. Dahil ako po'y nalulungkot at hindi sumasang-ayon. In fact, hindi po pumirma sa BICAM report na zero po ang budget ng PhilHealth. We will also resume our discussions on the updates of the payment of Health Emergency Allowance or HEA to our healthcare workers. We will also tackle medical assistance programs of the government, particularly the implementation of the Malasakit Centers Act. As part of our effort to further strengthen our health facilities, we will seek updates on the implementation of programs aimed at upgrading our health facilities. Comsec, please acknowledge the resource persons present today. Kung sino rin po yung naimbita nyo ngayong araw na ito. Ako naman dito, I'm willing to adjust sa inyo anong oras, anong araw kayo available. At nagkataon lang po, no, Comsec, na nagkasalubong kami ni Senator Pia. Nagkaroon rin po, may hearing din po siya ngayon sa Blue Ribbon Committee at related rin po sa health ang pag-uusapan nila. Unfortunately, nabanggit niya na meron siyang naimbitang isang secretary, biglang last minute wala. So sabi medyo sumama loob ni Senator Pia. Ako naman, sana bigyan niyo po ng importansya yung komite. Ako, I'm willing to adjust sa inyo. Okay lang naman, sir. 10:30, 11. May busy kayo. Basta bigyan niyo lang po ng importansya yung committee ito dahil marami pong nag-aabang kung ano na bang hakbang ang ginagawa ninyo ng DOH, ng PhilHealth at iba pang ahensya. Ang pinag-uusapan natin dito yung public funds. So importante po ito. Nag-aabang yung mga kababayan natin kung ano ng updates, ano na bang reforma ang ginawa ng PhilHealth sa mga nakaraang araw. I'm willing to adjust anytime kung kailan kayo available as your chairman sa Committee on Health. Kung gusto nyo, anong araw kayo magsabi. Pero as chairman ng Health, karapatan rin po namin in aid of legislation na magpatawag ng hearing dito at karapatan po ng mamamayang Pilipino malaman po yung katotohanan at ano na bang updates sa pera nila. Anyway, Comsec, kindly start to acknowledge the resource persons.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. For this including legislation, we have the following resource persons. From the Department of Health, we have Dr. Albert Francis Domingo, the OIC Secretary for UHC Policy and Strategy Cluster.
Good morning, Mr. Chair.
We also have Director Roderick Napulan of the Administrative Service, OIC Director Alison Umandap of the Malasakit Program Office, OIC Director Maximo Adan of the Health Facilities Enhancement Program Management Office. We also have technical staff, Ms. Eda Maningat, Ms. Angelica Ginto, Mr. Christian Escartin, and Dr. Ian Oliver Makatangay. From the Research Institute for Tropical Medicine, we have Attorney Analisa Duran, MD, the Director, Executive Director, together with Dr. Jocelyn Fernandez, Medical Officer 5, and Ms. Jezabel Basa, Bacteriologist. From the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, we have the President and Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Emmanuel R. Ledesma Jr., together with Attorney Eli Dino Santos, the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, Attorney Jose Marie F. Tolentino, the Senior Vice President of the Legal Sector, Dr. Israel Francis Paragas of the Senior Vice President for the Health, Finance, and Policy Sector, Mr. Renato Lemshaco, the Senior Vice President of the Fund Management Sector, Ms. Nerissa R. Santiago, the Acting Senior Vice President for the Actuarial Services and Risk Management Services Sector. We also have Dr. Francisco Zoria Jr., the Vice President of the Quality Assurance Group, Mr. Walter Bacaresa, Area Vice President, Attorney Mauro Anthony Cabaling III, the Corporate Legal Counsel, Attorney Emily P. Roque, the Senior Manager of the Treasury Department, Ms. Joan Teresa Madarieta, the Head Executive Assistant of the Office of the PCEO, Ms. Marilyn Castro of the Fund Management Sector, Ms. Almira Sariba of the Corporate Planning Department, and Ms. Melissa Mabagos also of the Corporate Planning Department. From the Department of Finance, we have Attorney Mark Anthony Mateo, Attorney 4 of the DOF Legal Affairs Office. From the Department of Budget and Management, we have Mr. James Evangelista, Chief Budget and Management Specialist. From the Department of Social Welfare and Development, we have Director Edwin S. Morata of the Program Management Bureau, together with Mr. Artemio Bautista, Program Development Officer 5 of the Crisis Intervention Unit, Mr. Carl Jake Gingab, PDO 4 of the Crisis Intervention Unit, and Attorney April Andison, DLLO. From the Health Technology Assessment Council, Department of Science and Technology, we have the chairperson, Dr. Jacinto Blas B. Mantaring III, together with Ms. Anne Julien Marfori, the chief of the DOST HTA division. From the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office, we have Mr. Arnel N. Casas, the Assistant General Manager for the charity sector, together with Mr. Orlando Malaca, Department Manager of the Charity Assistance Department, Dr. Clarissa Ferrer, Department Manager for the Medical Services Department, and Ms. Julian Isiderio, Assistant Officer. From the Commission on Audit, we have Attorney Abdul Nasif M. Faisal, the Assistant Cluster Director for DOH and PhilHealth, together with Attorney Neri B. Aspili, State Auditor 3, Ms. Norma Belia Portiles, Supervising Auditor for COA PhilHealth, Mr. Edwin Eborda Jr., Audit Team Leader for COA PhilHealth also, and Ms. Abigail Hernandez. From the National Kidney and Transplant Institute, we have online Dr. Rosemary Rosete Liquete, the Executive Director. From we also have Dr. Anthony Liachon, an independent health reform advocate, Manila Doctors Hospital, online also, and Dr. Juan Anthony G.P. Perez, UHC advocate from the Medical Action Group and Universal Healthcare Collective. We also have from the United Private Hospitals Union of the Philippines, Mr. Donel John P. Siason, who is the Union President of the UST Hospital, and Mr. Roberto Manuel Payao Jr., the Union President of the Federation of Free Workers. We also have online from the Leyte Provincial Hospital, Dr. Ronald Flores, the Provincial Health Office head. From the Culion Sanitarium and General Hospital, we have Engineer Larry De La Cruz, the Supervising Executive Officer, Dr. Maria Regina M. Kalimag, and Mr. Roland Philip Mariano, and Ms. Ignacia De Vera. From the Cainta Municipal Hospital also online, Dr. Antonio Jason Sierra, the Chief of Hospital. That's all, Mr. Chair. We expect Undersecretary Perez Chong to be with us later, Mr. Chair.
Na-invite naman si Secretary Ted Herbosa, no?
Yes, sir. Apo.
So ang representative niya si Assistant Secretary Domingo. Who else are coming?
Spec Yusek Chong po, Perez Chong to arrive later.
How about Yusek Bravo?
Mr. Chair, si Yusek Bravo po naka-personal leave po.
Salamat. Gandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Ensuring the well-being of our people is always our top priority. As the chairperson of the Committee on Health, I am one with the whole nation in envisioning the best healthcare service for every Filipino. Yun pong pinaka-importante ngayon ang health, no? Kalusugan. Dahil katumbas po yan ng buhay ng bawat Pilipino. Ang kalusugan ay hindi dapat maging pribilehiyo lamang ng iilan. Dapat nating siguraduhin na ang bawat Pilipino, lalong-lalo na po yung mga mahirap at walang kakayahang magbayad, ay may access sa serbisyong pangkalusugan. Health is a basic right, not a privilege for only a few. According to the WTW Global Medical Trends Survey, medical costs in the Philippines are projected to rise by 18.3% in 2025, marking the second highest increase in the Asia-Pacific region. This sharp increase underscores growing challenges in our healthcare sector and the need to expand healthcare access for Filipinos. Filipinos should not just rely on out-of-pocket expenses, which puts an additional strain on their livelihood. Ano bang ibig sabihin nito? Katulad po ng maraming gastusin sa ating bansa, inaasahan po ang tataas na naman ngayong taon ang gastusing medical tulad ng pagpapa-hospital, mga gamot, at iba pang serbisyo. Ibig sabihin, lalo pang mabubutas ang bulsa ng Pilipino dahil malaking bahagi ng medical cost dito sa Pilipinas ay out of pocket na dinudukot sa sariling bulsa